Will AI replace DevOps engineers? Short answer is no. But the game is changed now. The core DevOps skills, Linux, networking, cloud, Kubernetes, all of these are still important. Maybe that is 70%. But additional 30% you have to learn new AI skills. So we are going to learn DevOps plus AI. I'm going to create full playlist for this. Subscribe to the channel, let's start. What we are going to do? We are going to create our own DevOps agent from the scratch. The purpose of agent is to audit our AWS account. I've added all the steps in this GitHub repo. I will share this repo in the description of the video. These are the prerequisites. We need a AWS account with the Cloud Shell access. Then for agent, we are going to use Gemini. So we have to create a Gemini API key. I will show how to create that. And basic Python knowledge, that is fine. First, let's create a Gemini API key. For that, we have to go to this site, aistudio.google.com. So it will open this link. Here we have to go to get API key. There will be one default key, or you can create a new API key also here. So create API key. You can give a name. For example, I will give a DevOps API key. Then default project, or you can create a new project too. So default project is fine now. Then create key. It will create a key now. The API key is created now. Also here you can see it is free tier. So this is the free API key now. Then you can copy this key. Next up is open AWS Cloud Shell. So you have to create a AWS account first. So you can create one. Then you can go to Cloud Shell here. You can click this button. Then let's create the folders. mkdir DevOps agent. Folder is created. Also I have changed the directory to my DevOps agent folder. Then I'm going to create a Python virtual environment. Instead of using global Python, I'm going to use my own virtual and Python environment. So let's create that now. So it created my Python virtual environment now. Then I'm just activating that virtual environment. So now here you can see I'm in my virtual environment. Here you can see VENV. Let's install all the required packages. So pip install, then the package name. So let's install all the package at once. So it's installing the packages now. All packages are installed now. Then I have to create a env file. Then I have to paste my Gemini key here. I have created the .env file here and I've added my Gemini API key here. You can click on rate limit in your AI Studio here. Here you can see which model you can use. That is Gemini 2.5 Flash. So we are going to use this model now. Let's test the Gemini connection now. For that, I'm going to run this test.py Python file. Let's create this test.py. Let's run this now. Here you can see the model we are using, that is Gemini 2.5 Flash. Let's run the Python script. So Python 3, then test.py. So these are the Python warning, that is fine. Then here you can see key loaded and it will show first 8 characters of my API key. Then the Gemini works. It will print Gemini works. Hello. So our Gemini API key is working now. Then we have to create two scripts. One is tools.py and another one is agent.py. What is the difference between this agent script and our regular scripts? Regular script follows the logic. If this do this, else do something else. Like that we write logic in our regular scripts. We hard code every steps there. But AI agent follows its own reasoning to decide what to do next. Here you can see in our agent script, we just add our prompt here. Prompt is like you are a senior DevOps engineer and do all of these tasks. List S3 buckets, list EC2, list VPC in our AWS account. We are not going to write any logic here, we are just giving the prompt. Agent follows this react loop, reasoning and act loop. First Gemini will think based on my prompt. So first my prompt is I need to check S3 bucket. Then it will act based on my tools file. Here you can say I add all the tools here, get S3 bucket, get EC2 instance, get VPC, get IAM user, all of these. Adding the correct tools is job of DevOps engineer. Here in this tools.py, I have defined all the tools. Like for get S3 buckets, get EC2 instance, get VPC, get IAM user. All these tools I have defined in my tools.py file. So Gemini is going to refer this tools.py file. So you should be careful what tools you are adding in this tools.py file. So your agent will have only access to these tools. You should not add the tools like delete S3 bucket, delete EC2 instance. So adding correct tools is DevOps engineer's job. So Gemini picks get S3 bucket first, then the code will run. Code like AWS S3 else that I have defined in my tools.py file. Then the result fed back into the Gemini context again, and agent will observe the result. Next it will check the EC2. So this loop will repeat again. Thought, action, observe. Then after all the steps complete, Gemini has all the data now. It will write the summary. Important point is Gemini already knows AWS. So it can suggest AWS architecture, DevOps best practices, the issues in your configuration, everything it can suggest. Because Gemini is already trained for that. You don't need to train again. You never write the logic for all of this. You just give this prompt. Here you can see the last point in our prompt. Give me a clean infrastructure summary with any issues or warning you notice. So at the end, it will give the detailed summary of our infrastructure. Let's create these two files. First, I will create tools.py file. Tools.py is created now. Let's create agent.py file. Now let's run my agent script. So Python 3 agent.py. These are the Python warning. Ignore that. Now it will execute one by one. So first one is get S3 buckets. It is thinking now. Run is completed now. For S3 bucket, it found no result. For EC2, it found one instance and it listed that instance here. After everything, it wrote an infrastructure summary here. It listed my S3 buckets EC2 instance. Here you can see the warning here for lack of monitoring. So it will suggest the DevOps best practices. So it gives a warning like running the EC2 instance with no alarms. So no monitoring, it is a risk. Gemini uses its own AWS knowledge and it gives this suggestion now. You never write that logic in your script. So you provide your tools. Gemini uses its own knowledge for best practices. The React loop will connect everything. Then finally, Gemini will give the recommendations. In your normal script, you have to write like if no CloudWatch alarm, then you have to print the warning. You have to write these logics. But here we don't have to write anything. So what is your role as a DevOps engineer here? First is tool builder. You have to list what tools Gemini can access. That is your job. Then you have to decide the goal. You have to give the correct prompt here. Then safety gatekeeper. You control the infrastructure risk here. Then you can act like a system architect too. You can create multiple agents. Then you design how these agents talk. You already have the infrastructure knowledge. You can easily catch the agent mistakes. Now before A agent, this is your roles. After A agent, this is your role. You write script manually earlier. You design the agent workflow now. You fix the alert manually earlier. Now agent detects the alerts and then you decide. Earlier you write the runbooks. Now agent follows your runbook. Also agent audits and you can just review the audit. Agent will debug everything. Then it will triage, it will escalate to you. So this is how DevOps role is changing after agents. If you need more videos like this, comment agents. Subscribe to the channel. I will make more videos on how DevOps engineers can use AI. I will meet you in next video.